of course, feel free to unmute yourself. Any of you can always share your insights. Like, don't ever feel like you can't. But okay, so the reason that I said it was kind of perfect that Abby was talking about what she was talking about. I'm getting kind of weird feedback, and I'm not sure if it's my computer being weird or what, but if you could just mute yourselves just in case, and then just unmute yourself if you have anything to add. I can handle like interruptions, but odd sounds, like I cannot focus. I'm like very squirrel brained when that happens. So I don't want to keep you guys forever. Although maybe you want me to keep you forever, but we're going to be doing a power hour if I keep you on here forever tonight, not you just listening to me talk. So the reason that I asked you about your Beachbody On Demand email addresses is I have just sent to every one of you an invite to a group called De-Stress, Declutter, De-Lose Your Mind. Now, what I want you to know about this group is it's a challenge group, and it's open to every coach and all of their coaches and all of their customers on both of our teams.
And it's on BOD groups.
It's on BOD groups, yes. So you should have an email, or you can even just skip the email and go straight to the BOD app and click on the groups icon in the center and be able to either join or not join if you don't want to that way. Now, I do think it's really important to know, I'm just going to say this really fast. Everything that I'm saying here is, sorry, it's being weird. I'm trying to pull up the.
Are we supposed to get an email from you, Ashley?
It would be an email from Beachbody.
Okay.
But it'll say like that it's from me, like that I am inviting you to a BOD group. And when you invite your people, it'll say it's from you. So the reason that I think the content is going to be really useful if you want to run your own group, and I think that is a totally valid choice. And I will honestly say that for me, starting my own group as a new coach was the right move. And I'm really, really glad that I did it. My coach at the time did not have her group for her coaches people. It was like you participated in the group, and then you could hang out in her group if you wanted as yourself, but like if you were a coach, you were making your own group. And so it was a little bit overwhelming at first, but it gave me huge ownership over my business. So I want you to do a check-in with yourself, and only you can answer this question and answer which is going to give you the most ownership. I see a comment from Sarah. Oh yeah, Sarah, we can let you in. She's switching over to her computer. So Catherine, if you can just let her in, that'd be awesome. So I want you to ask yourself what's going to give you the most ownership over your business, because I think that that's going to set you up for success. So it's either going to be that you're running your own challenge group, and so you choose a start date, you set a start date, and you have that date set for you, or it means that you're participating and helping to run this group. And what I mean by that is it's just like we talked about on my call a couple of weeks ago, where I talked about being the best challenger. So that means you're encouraging people on the posts, on their check-ins. And the cool thing about BOD groups is it literally says encourage, and you hit a heart just like you're loving something on Facebook or whatever. So it doesn't need to be you commenting on every single post as they come in, because that could end up taking up your whole day. People work out at all different times, but it means taking time out of your day to go in and encourage posts, to comment on posts. Look for the posts that don't have anyone commenting yet and go give that post a comment. It doesn't matter if they're your people or someone else's. Making a point yourself to twice a week go in there and add value, whether it's a recipe or an empowering quote or a podcast, an article. It can just be like, oh, I saw this today and I loved it, so I'm sharing it with the group. Or it can be something that you plan out and schedule in advance. That's 100% your call. But either take ownership by choosing to run your own group or by choosing to run this with us. And that's up to you. Now, I wanted to talk to you guys about when I was a new coach actually tonight, because I think that the approach that I had to challenge groups in the beginning is honestly 100% what I'm coming back to now in my own mindset. And I truly think it's huge for setting all of you guys up for success. And I'm a person that I tend to be, I'm an Enneagram 4, so I'm very reflective, and I'm always analyzing situations and analyzing things within myself and looking for ways that I can learn and grow from every experience in life. And Catherine and I have another success partner named Becca, and she sent us a message and she was like, "These are my goals for the month." And then after she told us, she almost sent like an apology and was like, "I know that those aren't huge goals, but that's what I need to do for myself right now." And both Catherine and I were immediately like, "No, we love those goals because they are a little bit of a push, but there's a realisticness to it." Like, she felt like she could actually achieve them. So she's actually going to try to achieve them. And I started thinking back to when I was a new coach, because in more recent months, as I've put more and more pressure on myself to hit a certain number of Success Club points or hit them by a certain date, I've noticed myself kind of clamming up a little bit. It's like as if I either think that there seems to be a really difficult balance that I can't quite strike. I either set the number too low and I'm like, I got plenty of time, I can take today off, kind of a mindset. Even if I'm not really taking a full day completely off, maybe I just do the fun stuff that I feel like doing and not all the stuff, you know? Or I set the goal so high that it feels impossible, that's like, why even try for that? And I have a feeling I'm probably not the only one who's ever done that. And if you're amazing at goal setting and you set goals for yourself and you just crush it, great. But sometimes, you set an aggressive goal for yourself. Like, I remember one month I set the goal of like, I was like, I'm never going to hit less than Success Club 20 ever again in my business. And then that month I hit Success Club 19, and I a little bit felt like I failed. And I was like, that's silly. I hit Success Club 19. It would have been Success Club 20 if I had literally 3 volume points. I would have gotten a bonus Success Club point. And it's like, I'm not going to sit here and say that wasn't an awesome month. I practically got 20. Like, 3 volume points, that's nothing. It's literally $3. I was $3 shy of my goal. And for a second, I sat there like, didn't do it. And I just don't think that's the way to live. I think that, this is a little bit just the way that I have noticed things happening in the world. Maybe you'll agree with me, maybe you'll disagree. But I've noticed that women in particular are incredibly hard on themselves. We expect ourselves to be so perfect at everything. And so I'm truly trying to live my life with more grace for myself, grace for others. And I think that a lot more joy comes from life, and a lot more success, if we can celebrate our wins instead of beating ourselves up for that little thing of, I didn't quite do this or I didn't quite do that. But the thing about Success Club is, in the beginning in my business, I was hitting Success Club 10 every month, but I was never stressed about it. And so I started thinking, what was it that I was doing then? And it was 1,000%, I know it's not a real number, but it was 1,000% the way that I was running my business. Because instead of saying, okay, I'm going to hit this many Success Club points by this date, like in my mind, it was just like, I can do Success Club 10. I've got this. It wasn't a question of, can I do it or not? I just believed in myself. But what I was doing instead was I was setting a start date for my challenge groups, where the first Monday of the month, and I still have them like this, but I've just had gotten out of the habit of, once Beachbody On Demand came out, I got out of the habit of the urgency of the timeline, because people have access to their workouts like right away. When I started, things were on DVD and they had to wait 5 to 7 days for their package to arrive in the mail. And so when I started, prep week started the first Monday of the month. The official start date was the second Monday of the month. And then we ran for 3 weeks. And then we started again, the next month, or we would finish out that month, and then we would start again with the same timeline the following month. So in my mind, I was always hustling because I wanted everyone to get the best possible experience. And so I would hustle and I would say, okay, I want everyone to order and to be in by the first day of prep week, because then their package would arrive by official day 1. So it's almost like in my mind, I had 2 separate dates that I would push for. First, and ideally, I would push for that first Monday of the month so that somebody could participate in prep week. Their DVDs would arrive, their Shakeology would arrive, and then on official day 1, they would start with all of us. And so I would push hard to help as many people as possible. And that was always my question that I asked was, how can I help as many people as possible feel amazing? How can I help as many people as possible love their bodies? How can I help as many people as possible hit their health goals? How can I help as many people as possible know that they have this supportive community and they don't have to go it alone? How can I help them know that a 30-minute workout is enough? How can I help them see that like all the things that I loved, it was how can I help as many people as possible get there? So the first Monday of the month hits, and I think to myself, okay, so ideally I've got everyone involved now, but now I've got all the way up until day one of the group to get as many more people helped as possible. Maybe they start a couple days late, or maybe they pay for extra for shipping to get it faster. But and like I had a hard cutoff on that first day of the month, and then it was closed until the next month. And you know what was happening is I was hitting Success Club 5 by the first Monday of the month often, not because I was telling myself I'm going to hit Success Club by the first Monday of the month, but because I was telling myself I'm going to help as many people as possible get into this group. And I was inviting new people, and I was inviting people I had talked to the month before. And I never really stopped talking to people the whole month, but the urgency in my messages was on for the first part of the month. Most of my recruitment, most of my points, most of all of that was happening in the first week and a half of the month, depending on where those Mondays fell. Are you guys following along with this so far? Are we good? Okay. I need a drink of water, and it's almost gone. It's like Energized water, because I always fill up my Energized cup with water so that I get every last drop. That's how I roll.
I was thinking about this too. When I first started my business, it was the same exact structure. I would invite. I would structure my posts and my month around what was going on in my business. So I had a sneak peek that would happen at the, like in the middle of the month. And so I would invite. After the challenge group had closed, I would invite to the sneak peek. And then after the sneak peek was finished, I would start transitioning into invite to the challenge group. And I would structure it so that they would have time to get their challenge pack by the start date, that they would, be ready to roll on that date. And then, I would add people throughout the month, but I would let them know, like, your start date is the 1st of next month.
Yes.
So yeah, I think
and I feel like BOD is more a gift than a curse. It's amazing. I love Beachbody On Demand. People used to pay the same price that they're paying for all of the workouts for a single workout program on DVD. I did. I know a lot of you on here have been around for a while. I know you did. But I didn't immediately, but over time, I kind of let that sense of urgency within myself and my business kind of drop a little bit, because I was like, well, we're staying in the same Facebook group, and we're, they'll have access right away. So I'll still tell them, like, okay, you're officially starting with next month's group, but I'll let you in now. And not that that doesn't work. I have a lot of amazing challengers, and actually, like, when Catherine was asking the question of what are you so grateful for in your challenge group, I love the relationship I have with my challengers. It brings me joy every single day. And so I'm happy with how I run my group, but I also know that if I get back to my roots as far as the structure of my business, and just with the most intense urgency, inviting to as many people as possible to get in the first Monday of the month so they don't miss a beat, because even if they're not missing really much in prep week, it's even mental for them of they don't want to feel like they're starting behind. But as long as I'm starting as many people, like, I want as many people as possible to get in this group by Monday. And the cool thing is that as long as they're in there by Monday, they can start their workouts with us. They can start the meal plan with us. No, they won't have their Shakeology yet, but they can start with us. And then their results are just going to grow exponentially once they get all of their products in the mail. And so they're going to start out and be like, wow, I'm getting great results. And then their Shakeology comes and be like, wow, I'm getting great results. And it's going to be great. So as a coach, do a little check-in with yourself and ask yourself, would I rather run a group where I'm creating my own community and I'm doing this, or would I rather run this with the Fit Fam? Now, the way that this particular group is going to work is, ideally, every single day, a person is going to be able to focus on themselves and work on themselves at a time of year when many people, especially women, are putting themselves and their needs last. And the activities don't have to be done all at once, but can be done within an hour every day. So 30-minute workouts, unless that person just really wants to do hour-long workouts, but especially for new people, I'm just going to be telling them you're doing 30-minute workout, and these are the ones I would recommend, and helping them figure out which one is right for them, but recommending a 30-minute workout, 10 minutes of guided meditation. And like I've already told my challenge group, we're doing Unstressed, which is included for free with Beachbody On Demand. But if they have a guided meditation that they love, they can check in with that, and that's totally fine. But I want to make sure that I'm recommending something that we have access to and that everyone has, and they don't have to pay anything extra for. Little decluttering activities, which Catherine has actually already put a lot of that together for us because she's a rock star. And so really everything's there on this silver platter. People can take the pieces that they want. I'm sure there will be people who join who are like, I'm not in the mood to declutter, and they don't have to, and they can still be a part of our Fit Fam. But the idea is helping people. I'm laughing at Catherine. The idea is to help people in a very well-rounded way to care for themselves and their health physically, mentally, emotionally. And that's why it's called De-Stress, Declutter, De-Lose Your Mind. And so if you're going to be a part of that, fantastic. I want you to be in there as the best challenger, the best cheerleader. I want you, like I said, encouraging, commenting on posts, posting your own valuable, just building up the community, building up the resources kinds of posts twice a week. But if you feel like, I know myself and I've done these groups with my coach or with other people, and I feel like because I know they're running it, I don't show up to the level that I am capable of. Maybe this is a really good chance for you to go off and just do a month on your own and say, all right, we have, and you could even say prep week for us starts on Monday the 9th. We officially start the next Monday, and you could do it that way, or you could keep the same timeline that we're doing. I hope to see most, if not all of you in the group with us, because I love our coach fam so much. But I ultimately want you set up to succeed in your business. And I want you going at it with the same mindset that I had, the same mindset that Catherine had, and the same mindset that Abby has had of, I'm just here to help as many people as I can. And I really do think it comes down to it being that simple. If you are saying, I'm going to help as many people I can feel blank, whatever great thing that you feel, then Success Club is obviously going to happen. Because if you're putting your heart out there to help as many people as you can, I know you're going to help at least 3 people in a month. There's no doubt in my mind that that'll happen. So it's just a matter of taking the pressure of titles and numbers off of your plate and just saying, how can I help someone? And as a new coach, I truly did ask the question of, okay, how can I help my first person? Who can I help? And once I helped that person, once they enrolled, I said, okay, who else can I help? And that's really how I looked at it. And every season of growth in my business, I've truly looked at it that way of, how can I help someone today? Who can I help today? How can I help that next person? Instead of saying, well, I'm at Success Club 10, I might as well just stop. I did get into that mindset with my business at one point after I'd been doing it for a while, and I started putting pressure on myself, and I said, what if I enroll too many people this month and the next month I don't have anyone to enroll? And that's not how it works, because the health industry is $1 billion industry for a reason. There are always people to help, and momentum builds. It doesn't just disappear because it's a new month, right? So I know that me getting back to my roots there, and I know that you all following along with that mindset of, I'm excited to help people. How can I help people? How many people can I help? And thinking more about that next person than the total number of people. So you're excited when you help that one person. It's not like, well, I helped one person, but I'm only at Success Club 2. It's like I helped that person, and that means something to them, and that means something to me. And now I'm excited to go help another person. And when you have that mindset of how can I help that next person and who can I help, and I'm excited to help that next person, you also get creative. You start reaching out to your challengers who are not coaches, or to your discount coaches who have expressed that they are absolutely not going to coach. And you say, hey, do you have any friends or family that would want to do that with us? I'll send you a gift card as a thank you, and you'll have that added accountability in your life, and it's all going to be so great. Like, you know, and you start just thinking about things in different ways. You bring it up to people you maybe haven't thought about before. You start writing your posts in a way that's not as forced. It's more like just organic because it's coming from your heart and wanting to help people. But having those hard dates in mind of the first Monday of the month, we start prep week. And that's getting everybody's mind right. That's getting everybody ready to go. And as many people as possible, we got to get them in there by that day. And then it's okay, that day's already passed, but you know what? We haven't started yet. How many people can I get in by official day one? Because I want to make this the best group possible. And then
Hey, Sarah's trying to get in the group, if y'all saw that.
I got
I
back
already
in.
let her in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
you guys are so great for looking out for each other. I love it. So yeah, I mean, that's really pretty much it. And then, you know, you're just actually showing up for the challenge group. And the cool thing about a challenge group is you can do it a lot of different ways. You can do it so your new people come in together and they're in one. This is how I used to run it, and it made it so easy. So it's November, right? So we'll use November as an example. All of my November newbies would be in a challenge group by themselves together. And that was another thing that, like, I knew the more people I had in my group, the more lively it was going to be, and that everyone would be cheering each other on, and it would be loud, and it wouldn't just be like the one-man show over here trying to keep everyone excited, which can be kind of draining and awkward. And then from there, after their first month, they went into my lifetime challenge group, which is where everybody went. So that was like my lifetime community. I just run one group now, but when I ran it that way, I only had to have a month's worth of posts because I could do the same posts every month. So I could do my newbies in November and then my newbies in December. And that's something that you can do whether you have a lifetime group or a monthly group, just as long as you're also giving additional good things to the lifers, you know, or you're telling your lifers, like, I always put these posts up because I want to make sure my new people have the basic information, but I'm always going to throw in extra stuff for you, you know. But those are just a few different ways you can do it. You have to do what feels right to you, but use it as a way of thinking to yourself, like, these are the dates, these are the deadlines for me to help as many people as I can. I know I keep saying it, but I really want to drive it home. And then also looking at it as many new people as I can help in a month is not only great for those people, but it's great for the energy of my group. And that makes it fun, and that makes it easier, and that makes it more enjoyable for all of us. So if you want to think about it, think about it. If you want to be a part of the De-Stress, Declutter, Lose Your Mind group, then go into Stardust and comment, like, send a message with the hashtag of which of those three things you are most excited to do, whether it's de-stress, declutter, or de-lose your mind. So hashtag de-stress, hashtag declutter, or hashtag de-lose your mind. And that will tell me to make you an admin of the group so that you can invite your own people, and that when you post, it'll show up as a coach posting and not just a participant. Like, I want you to have equal ownership over this group. If you're going to run your own, you're still welcome to join and either watch or steal posts or participate. Totally up to you. But yeah, I won't be making everyone an admin by default because I know not everyone is going to take over that role of, like, I am inviting people to the group, I am bringing people to the group. So if that's you, in Stardust, your favorite of those three things as a hashtag, and I will make you an admin tonight. I really think that that's it. It's very, very simple. And oh, Elizabeth, I love that. Elizabeth said she just put prep week on the first week in her calendar for a year. That's brilliant. That's a great way to do it, and it's a great way to have it in your mind. Like, for me, it's just, I know the first Monday of the month, but I've been doing that structure for 5 years. So whatever helps your brain, you do that. And it makes it so easy to center your posts as well, like Kat was talking about. Do you guys, before we go on to like the next little thing, do you guys have any questions? Feel free to type them in or unmute yourselves.
Still haven't gotten an email from Beachbody.
Did she sound like a robot to just me or to all of you? Lydia, you're a robot.
All of us.
Hold on.
Oh, you're not a robot. You're not a robot.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yep.
Okay. I haven't gotten an email yet from Beachbody unless it's supposed to take a while.
It might have come from me.
It's
Ruby.
from Ashley Carey.
Okay.
But also, if you just go to the Beachbody On Demand app and click on bod groups, you'll see an invite there.
Oh,
If you don't see it, do double check that you typed in the right email address for me in the chat. Everyone that put it in the chat, I've sent it out. So if you don't have it, I don't have your right email, or I don't have your email, or there's some kind of glitch that we need to work out, but everyone should have it.
I put the right email. That's weird.
As long as you can get in, and I always tell my people, I'm like, if you don't see it, you should see an email from me, but if not, just go to the bod groups on the Beachbody On Demand app and you'll see it. Sorry, I have allergies and I need more water. Okay, so if you guys don't have questions about that, I want to have a moment of sharing, and here's what we're gonna do. I wanted to do it in, what's it called, Zoom, but since that goes away, like Catherine technically can pull the transcript, but I don't want to give her that much extra work. So I just created a thread in the Coach Collective so that we can search anytime, and I'll edit the name of the thread, like the post or something at some point, but I just wanted to put it there. I want you guys to go to that post and drop an invite to a challenge group. Your favorite challenge group invite or the last challenge group invite that you used, drop it in there. If you want a tip for your challenge group invite, then I want you to put input wanted, : and then your invite.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Yeah, so, okay, I just put a post in the Coach Collective, and on that post, I want every single person who's on this call tonight to drop an invite over there, either an invite that you love and you feel really good about, or if you're like, I'm not really sure that I feel good about this, I'd love some input, just put input wanted, : and then your invite, and we can give you some insight. There's no right or wrong answers here. You're not getting like graded. I'm not gonna be like, and the best invite, because the best invite goes to what's working for you and what's genuinely you and your voice. And so the post right now says team call thread 11-3. I will edit the post later so that it'll be easily searchable, and I might even just mark it as an announcement or something so it's really easy to find. But I see Catherine's invite there. Mine's saved on my phone, so I'll add it there after we get off of here tonight, so that you're not all watching me like awkwardly scrolling on my phone like a weirdo. But yeah, I see Catherine's invite there. Amazing. And I'm excited for more of those to pop up. And yeah, I love Catherine has shared too. Share as many as you would like, because all that we're doing is helping each other succeed. When it comes to this, just take the invites that you love, but make them you. So like, I might be getting a little bit like ridiculous in this just because I'm looking at this. So honestly, Catherine and I talk kind of similarly, so I don't see any like glaring differences. But there are just little tweaks that I would make to sound a little bit more like me. Or you can even read an invite and you kind of have the structure of it in your mind. And then you're like, okay, I just want to not think about it and sound like me. You pick up your phone, you do talk to text, or you even send a voice note to a person. And if you do talk to text, you just let it write out that way. Fix any obvious grammatical awkward errors that talk to text comes up with. But it'll read like how you talk because you're actually talking. And so sometimes that helps if you're struggling to be like I know early on for me as a coach, I always felt like, do I sound like a robot? Like, why am I being so awkward? And that was just something that helped me, was doing talk to text. Okay. So, oh, I see Abby. So Abby's invite is perfect and I love it, but that's not how I talk. It's just a little bit different. So if I was taking Abby's, I would use the overall structure of it and I would just maybe change a couple words to words that I use more often. And then it would sound more like me and I would send it off. If it doesn't sound like you and you're showing up in your stories, people are going to be like, why didn't that sound like her? So that's my only like input there, but otherwise, like, feel free to use these scripts, take them, share them with people, you know, invite that way, bring out your amazingly beautiful personalities. And as long as truly at the end of the day, it's less about having a perfect invite and more about having a beautiful heart. And I know that sounds really cheesy, but if you know that you're being honest and genuine and sharing with love and sharing with care for other people, then it doesn't matter what someone comes at you with because you know the truth. So like if somebody like got all like irritated with me and they were like, I just hate that you're purple, I'd be like, that's a weird thing to say because I'm not purple. You know what I mean? And sometimes we get so sensitive about things, but then you just have to take a beat and you say like, okay, this person was real cranky with me about the fact that I invited them to something awesome and they accused me of not being genuine, but I know I'm genuine, so whatever. Like, as long as you know your heart and you're speaking your truth, then you never have any reason to doubt yourself or to feel uncomfortable sending things or to feel uncomfortable posting. And that brings me to the last thing I wanted to share with you all tonight, which is that in difficult seasons especially, a practice that I like to do is to take a notebook, just like a little notebook like this. It doesn't have to be anything enormous. It could even be like note card size, you know. And just before I invite that day, I make a list of everything about our Fit Fam or about Beachbody or whatever that I just absolutely love. Every way that it's been meaningful or impactful in my life. And then when I sit down to invite, it's really easy because I know it doesn't matter how many people say no or if anyone ignores me or whatever, because I know that I'm only offering them those things that made the cut on my list. Like, I know that those things are there for anyone who wants to take it. And I won't ever feel anything but bold and excited to invite to that. And especially right now, people's anxiety is like at least a 15 out of 10 today. Like, it's massive, massive anxiety. And so I know that what I was able to do today was, one, check in with my challenge group and it just made me feel happy. Two, turn on Ted Lasso, which if you haven't watched is awesome and you need to watch it. Turn on Ted Lasso and Bar Blend at the same time and get an overload of positivity. And, you know, I can't imagine how I would be feeling today if I didn't have a workout to do at home. I can't imagine how I'd be feeling today if I didn't have my group. I can't imagine how I'd be feeling today if I didn't have you all here tonight. And so I can go and I can invite and hold my head up high no matter what happens because I know that this is freaking valuable. So that's all I got. I'm loving seeing these invites rolling in. These are amazing.
I wanted to give some feedback for Lydia's invite really quick, just because I think that this was super helpful advice for me early on, and I think it might help others too. So Lydia, are you still here? I know that you turned off your video.
Yes, sorry, I'm here. Just things were glitching and
No, you're fine. You can
in
just
life.
fine. I just know that sometimes when I turn off video, it's because I'm like leaving the room to go.
Oh
pee.
no, I'm still here. Yes, I am still here.
Okay, so I love the beginning. I want to thank you for liking my recent workout posts. So then the second part, when you say, feel free to let me know, they don't have anything to respond to. So when you send that message, you want to elicit a response from them, right? So even if it's no, I'm not open. So what I would usually do in an invite like that is I would say, would you be open to hearing more about it? Because first of all, people don't want to be closed, right? Like, no, I'm not open to hearing more about it. It might be, no, I'm not interested in your challenge group. That's fine. But most people want to be open. They don't want to be closed to something, right? So asking them, would you be open to hearing more about it, rather than saying, if you're interested in what I'm doing, feel free to let me know. I'd love to share my journey with you. I would change that to, would you be open to hearing what's been working for me? I'd love to share my journey with you. Or would you be open to hearing a little bit more about what I'm doing? I'd love to share my journey with you. I think that invite is so simple and so perfect, and just making sure that you're eliciting the response from them rather than leaving the ball in their court, I think would help you.
No, yeah, that's very good advice. Thank you. Yeah. And sometimes I notice when I do my invites or send them, I know I need to be more consistent in terms of what I say. It's not like I say something different for everybody, but for me, I don't know. I feel like for me it also depends on if I the person who I'm messaging, if I know them to a certain degree and I know how they'll respond to a certain type of message. I also feel like that's not an issue. It's more of just something I take into consider. Maybe that's just a personal thing, but I don't know.
No, I think that's everyone. I mean, if it's like a friend that I'm inviting, I'm going to send them a voice memo. I'm going to voice memo them and just be very real. If it's a stranger and I don't know them very well, I'm going to use my script and I'm going to personalize it based on our conversation. But, scripts are not icky. They're not bad. It's literally just you making sure that you're giving them all the information that they need. So I think that's really good. So yeah, one thing that, Ashley, can I mention the final thing? Okay. And then I want you to talk about Stardust, because I don't want to talk about that because my words are never the right words. So I wanted to let you guys know about something really awesome. And I forgot to talk to Ashley about this too, but I know she'll be totally on board with this. So, Jade has a, challenger. I don't know. Is it your challenger? No, just a friend. So it's a friend who is getting certified as a life coach. And in order to graduate, she is she's doing basically free sessions with 3 different people for 7 30-minute to 1 hour sessions. And we are able to offer those to the 3 top Success Club point earners from November and December. So those of you who earn the top points in November and December for Success Club are going to get 7 sessions with a very, very close to being certified life coach. And you guys, not all of you know this, but some of you know that I've been working with a life coach for the last, I think it's been 2 or 3 months now. And it has been blowing my mind. And life coaching is, a lot of it is drawing the answers to your questions out of yourself, right? They're trained on how to draw the answers to your questions out of you because you have all the answers that you need, right? But it has been so life-changing for me. And in fact, in our conversation this past Friday, she was like, Catherine, do you see all of the ways that you've grown in the last 3 months? And I was like, I really do, you know? And for somebody who is like a puddle of self-loathing for the majority of her life, that's huge. For me to be able to say, yes, I see the way that I've grown. And for me to see like the actionable steps that she's helped me take towards my goals and towards my joy and towards, you know, not what she thinks is going to be good for me, but what she's helped me figure out what I think is going to be best for me and for my family, and the actions that I've taken and the ways that I've grown. It's been like freaking mind blowing. So I can't tell you how, like what a gift this is. And thank you to Jade for, you know, making this happen for our team. But I can think of several of you who would be like, heck yes, I want to work with a life coach. So hopefully this will encourage you guys. And so for Freedom Collective coaches, I know that you guys know that Ashley and I both earlier this year were like, okay, we're pushing for Elite. So Elite is out of the cards for me. At this point, I don't know where Ashley is, but Elite is out of the cards for me. But you guys, we are like, I kind of feel like I'm going to throw up right now, but we are so realistically close to hitting Premier this year as a team. And being a Premier team is it's such an awesome, it's not everything. Like rank and recognition and those things are not everything. But being a Premier team would give us as a team, all of us, access to so many resources. It would get us noticed by corporate, which would mean that, you know, when we have retreats and stuff, they send people out. They fly them out for training, for, you know, just special resources. And so, you know, with this life coaching thing, so basically we're 25 Elite points away from Elite right now, or from Premier right now. And I didn't tell you guys about this, but the other day I was supposed to get my team leader. So when for the Road to Elite, they send you little pieces of a trophy throughout the year as you hit your goals. So they send you team builder first, and then they send you team leader, and then they send you Premier, and it builds to this trophy. Once you hit Elite, like you get the head to the trophy, and it's like a full trophy. But it works, you know, as each individual tier of the trophy works. And I told Ashley a few weeks ago, I was supposed to receive my team builder, or I'm sorry, my team leader, you know, like piece of the trophy, and they accidentally sent me the Premier one. And I was like, I feel like this is just like it wasn't for nothing. Like this happened for a reason, and our team is going to be a Premier team this year. So I just want to let you guys know, because when Nicolette, when she's pushing for goals, she never tells anyone what the heck she's working for. And then when we hit it, she's all depressed. And I'm like, if you would have freaking told me that I needed to do this, then I could have done my part to help, you know, the team reach this goal. So in order to hit Premier this year, every business building coach who has signed up this year needs to hit Success Club in November and December, and we will be a Premier team. Like that's what it's going to take. So if that encourages you, I don't want it to stress you out. I don't want you to feel like, oh, this all lies on my shoulders. But for me, as you know, a leader on Nicolette's team, I want to know what I can do to help her getting to you know, like Nicolette and the Upgraded Alliance being a top 10 team this year. Like I want to know what I can do to help with that. So if you feel that same way and you're a Freedom Collective coach, like hit Success Club this month, hit Success Club next month, and you guys will be a Premier team. Like it is so reachable and so attainable. And so part of this, you know, the life coaching thing is, you know, you'll get the life coaching sessions. You'll get to say that you're, you know, a leader on a Premier team, and we'll get to just freaking celebrate the crap out of this at our 2021 first quarter retreat that is happening. So, and then with that, with the, you know, the life coaching thing, there was one more thing that we needed to talk about. Oh, Stardust. Okay. So Ashley, can I pass it to you, or do you want me to talk about this?
I can talk.
Okay.
That's fine. I'm getting kind of tired, so if I don't make sense, you just
I
need
know
to.
I'm tired too.
So Catherine and I were talking about it, and I'm sure a lot of you have seen the post because we've shared it within Stardust several times. So even if you weren't there when it first formed, I'm sure you've seen it, of like the list of expectations for Stardust. And this is not, I'm sure you all know this, but I just want to state very clearly that this is not a list of expectations out of trying to like micromanage or tell you all how you need to run your business, because it is your business. But it's a list of expectations because we know how powerful that this thread can be. And we also know that it can be a great resource. However, it's not a great resource for everyone necessarily. And what I mean by that is, like, let's talk about new coaches, like brand new coaches, for example, or discount coaches. So brand new coaches are coming in, and you all remember what it was like to be a brand new coach, and you're like, what the heck does a coach do, and where's the training, and which way is up and which way is down, and what group am I in again, and what does that mean, and where do I find that? And like, that's how everything feels. It's very much like orientation for any new job, where you can't even find the bathroom on your first day and you're just trying to figure it out. And so we need to create, and we are going to create this week, a chat thread just for brand new coaches. As leaders, you know, and by leader, I mean you are taking an active leadership role in both the coach page and in the challenge groups. You are growing your business. You're showing up, you're putting in the power hours, you're doing all of the things. You'll also be in the new coach thread just so that you can help and cheer on your coaches. And like, so let's say Savannah signs up this brand new coach, and this brand new coach has all these questions. It's going to help Savannah support her better if she knows what the questions are. And it's going to help her and that new coach form a relationship. So that's why essentially, like, everyone, who's working on their business at any stage will be a part of that chat thread. And there will be like one post a day that is like, here's an action to take. Here's something to do. Once a week, we'll remind of the new coach trainings. Once a week, we'll probably talk about Emerald, but we're going to keep it very basic, pointers, things to take the overwhelm out. And Stardust is going to be reserved for leaders. So when we first formed it, we talked about maybe it should be coaches that are at least Emerald, who have taken that ownership of their business in that way and have shown active leadership. But truly, it at least needs to be coaches that are showing up every single day, showing up to team calls, showing up in their business, inviting, posting, doing your workouts. It needs to be a center of leaders, because that thread, the purpose of it is to help you grow your business. So it really does need to be centered and focused on business growth. So tips, energy pumped through the roof. We need nothing but positive energy, like so much positive energy that, do you guys remember, for those of you who have been around since Bar Blend came out, do you remember when you first started Bar Blend and you're like, is this lady for real? Is anyone this happy? And you were like, not for sure if it was legit. And then you got to know her and you're like, oh my God, that's real. That's just who she is. I love her so much. And I'm just drawn to her giant beacon of unicorn light. I want it to be like that. I want it to be so over the top energetic that for a second, when people join it, they're like, are these people faking it? But we're not, because the energy is just so amazing. That's what Stardust is about. It's about leadership. It's about taking charge. But once again, it's also about setting people up for success, because new coaches don't need to come in and hear like, push for diamond. And they don't need to come in and hear like, just hit SC 35. Like, they don't need to hear that, because they're like, what's SC? What's diamond? That's too much. So we are going to clean it up. If you are removed from Stardust, it's not because we're saying you're not a leader, because that's not it at all. If you're removed, it's because you're such a new little baby coach, and we want to help you mature and grow and flourish and not feel overwhelmed. it's 1000% about helping you to be successful. If you're a coach that you're like, I was here for the business, but I'm mostly just here for the community now, then the Stardust thread is not going to be the place for you, but don't worry, because we still have a place for you and we're still a great community. But it's just going to be, it's really a reformatting of things and a shuffling of amazing people, because we want every one of you to succeed at the maximum level. Does that make sense?
And we want all of you to have the resources that are most applicable to you in the easiest format. So a newer coach needs, really easy access to the new coach training. A new coach needs, what the heck is Emerald? What is Volume? What is Success Club? And quick answers to those questions. And for the coaches who are, growing in leadership and who are doing the business activities every day and growing their teams, those coaches, like they've talked to us and given us feedback of, we are hungry for like more. We're hungry for okay, let's talk about how to stack your volume in such a way that's going to maximize your income. Let's talk about, these more advanced things that when I was a brand new coach would have stressed me out so bad getting all of that information. And so
I've been like, what's the point of me even being here? I'm never going to succeed at this. Bye. Exactly.
And so, we really want Stardust to be the thread that you kind of graduate into. As a new coach, you are learning and getting, supported still. And we want to maintain that energy in the new coach thread, which is why leaders, like, we need you to be in there too. But we want the, Stardust to be kind of like, all right, I made it to Stardust. Sweet.
And we want to celebrate so many wins and positive things with you, so you can share other things in that thread for sure. But I think it'd be pretty powerful if it's like 90% coaching related, and not just 90% coaching related, but 90% coaching related in a way that's like energy through the roof, support through the roof. Let's just
value to each other through the roof. Yeah.
Yes. And you can ask questions and you can share struggles. Like, you guys know, Catherine and I would never ask you to be anything but real. And it's okay to be honest about anything and to say, hey, I'm having a hard month. Can, somebody, but sometimes that's where the positivity comes from, right? Is you send a message and you're like, I'm trying, but my energy is really low and I'm just having a hard time showing up today. And then you're spammed with like 15 messages of people telling you, specifically you, how great you are and how grateful they are that you're a part of this. And all of a sudden you're like, wow, if nothing else, I'm so grateful that I'm a part of this, because I just got lifted up by these amazing women, and you're able to keep moving forward. So we're not like saying you have to have fake positivity or anything like that, but we're just saying, like, it's going to be, because it's a group of leaders, and being a leader in Beachbody does mean that you're able to bring the energy. And sometimes you show up with the energy even when you don't feel like you have it. You just are like, all right, I'm gonna chug some Energize and go send a message. But yeah, I think it's just going to be really great. And maybe you're hearing this and you're thinking like, I know I'm a leader, but right now I feel like I need the support that new coaches would receive, just because I'm just starting back up, or because I'm still relatively new. I want to make sure I learn everything. You can privately message either Catherine or I and let us know, like, hey, I'd really like to be in the beginner chat thread, and we'll just put you in there. If you're like, I know Stardust is where I need to be, you're welcome to give us your input as well, because we value how you're feeling about yourself and your business as well. But I think it's going to be a really good reformatting. There's still, so the prizes that we have for Stardust will be prizes in both the new coach thread and the Stardust thread. So if it's your first month ever this year hitting Success Club, or your third month or your sixth month or whatever, all the prizes will be the same and will be available to you. It's just a matter of getting you where you need to be for support.
Okay. Whew. I'm so tired, you guys.
I am too. I know that was a lot of info tonight, but I wanted it to be something that you all could walk away and say, like, I've got a good grasp on how I can be more successful, and something that coaches of all levels could really take and run with. So I hope that you got that tonight. I am going to work, but I'm not going to be able to stay on here because I'm going to go downstairs and sit with my husband while I work. So I'm going to log off.
Yeah, same.
Um,
Is anybody planning on staying on this link to work? Okay, no, but everybody's like, I'm going to bed.
I'm going to go make everyone who wants to be an admin. So just a quick reminder there before we all go to text in the Stardust thread. We're all still in there. So text in the Stardust thread and either give me the hashtag de-stress, declutter, or de-lose your mind, whichever your number one most exciting thing is for November, to let me know that you would like to be an admin for that group. No hard feelings if you don't, no hard feelings if you want to run your own group, or if you want to stay in your existing group on Facebook and keep it alive over there, you do you. I know my Facebook group will still be open and active, and so will Catherine's, because we have so many people in there and we don't want to, like, some people just might not want to be on the app and we don't want them to fall through the cracks in their journeys, but the energy and the posts and everything will be on the Bod Groups app. So, all right. I adore you all. Have a good night.
Wait, I have an idea. Oh yeah.
Okay.
We need to get a boomerang.
Yes, we do.
Oh, yeah.
Jade and I were both like, what? I saw her going, scrambling.
We didn't even meet unless we get a boomerang, you know?
It didn't even happen. All right.
So I wanted to see, is there
Go ahead.
is there a place? Well, the baby started yelling. Is there a place already, or can we start somewhere like in the Coach Collective where it's easy to search? Like a place to put all of the links to send for sample workouts for all the different programs, so that if you want to send one to somebody, you have them all right there if they're on Vimeo or something.
I think there's actually a PDF that has like all of them listed on it.
Yeah. So I'll post that in the Coach Collective. What I really need to do is create units with just like all the things, but you know, oh, I'm going to stop recording.